Hey everyone, BB here. So a couple of things. I'm gonna try not to talk long. That's because my phone is low on battery. At the time charging it, but my charger cord is like broken. Like the part you stick into the phone is like bent. So depending on how I move my phone or I place my phone, the cord will fall out because it's very loose because it's bent. So it doesn't sit in the charging compartment like it should be, if you know what I mean. So my phone is kind of complicated, I guess. I don't know the exact word to use. It's weird when it comes to charging. You can't mess with it too much because the cord will fall out and not charge because the metal part that sticks in the phone is bent. And two, my mom should be home from work soon. I think I have a little bit until she's gets home, but anyways. So, I'm going to talk about my dog Baxter. When I was in Springfield, a couple weeks ago, before I was in Springfield, my bad, I was going through the videos that I've already done because I'm trying to get ideas on what to talk about. And when my dog got sick, I did a video of him when he got sick, when we found out he had cancer. I'm going to try my best not to cry. I don't think I'm going to cry, but just by chance. Anyways. I did a video about when we found out he had cancer. And in that video, you know, finding out that your dog has cancer, I'll explain later, but like, the reason why I deleted that video is because when I was going back doing that video, I was crying too much. I know it's not funny, but like, I was crying too much, and I already have a speech impairment, so it's already hard enough to understand me, let alone when I was bawling my eyes out like I was watching The Notebook again. But my dog was still alive when I made that video. Baxter was still around. Since then, he has passed away. But when I was looking at that video, it's like, you know what? In that video, I swore. I said the F word. With ink on it. If you know what I mean. And in the video, I apologize for swearing. You know, I've mentioned this before. I don't know if I mentioned it enough. I'm a person where I don't swear. I really try my best not to swear. Now, obviously I'm old enough to swear. My family does it. My family's very bad at it. I kind of joke that my family wrote the book on swear words because that's how often they swear. Everyone in my family swears but me. And the reason why I don't is because like my cousin was like, you know, you can swear now. You're old enough. And it's like, yeah, I know. It's just, I don't want to get in the habit of doing it. You know, because I'm afraid if I get in the habit of doing it, I'm going to do it more and more. And I just try not to swear. Like, swearing, I don't want to say it's all that bad. It depends on why you're swearing. It depends on what you're swearing to or from or where. I don't know how. It depends on why you're swearing. Maybe you're swearing because you cut yourself with a knife. Or maybe you, on accident by cutting something up for dinner. Or maybe you fell down the stairs. And I know I'm using very bad examples. Like, you're probably thinking, okay, what the heck are you thinking about? But, like, maybe you swore because you just got in an accident, or stupid fly, or, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say swearing is bad, but I don't want to say it's not bad. It depends on why you're doing it, I guess. But I've always tried not to do it. And in the video that I deleted, when I was talking about, you know, we found out my dog had cancer, I swore. And I apologize for swearing, but it was because it was true, you know. Cancer does I didn't use the word suck. I used, like I said, I swore. I said the F word. But, and it's true, it does, F and think. But, like, it's not me to swear. That's not me to be a swear person, Even though I kind of used the excuse that I guess it was a good thing because it was true. Cancer does suck. I've had a few people in my family die from cancer. My grandpa, my Opa, that was 88, my mom's dad, died from cancer 7 years ago. He died in April, about a month before my high school graduation. He died from lung cancer, and to be honest, he had probably like stage 2 cancer, stage 3 cancer, but it was his second time getting cancer because the first cancer he had, I can't remember the name of the cancer, but it was a cancer on the corner of his eye, inner eye, outer eye, hang on, I'll turn on the lights so you can see. So right here, on his eye, on his skin, there was like this little bump. It was probably, the best example I can give you, the size was, if you would touch it, because he said, oh, you want to touch it? And I was like, no. And he's like, just touch it. And I was like, okay. So I felt it, with my hands, with the tip of my hand. And I was like, ew, open. He's like, what? And it's like, it feels like you put like a pea inside of your skin, and like a pea, like a green pea, got stuck in the side of your skin. It was like the size of a green pea. Like one single pea, green pea. So it's like the size of a BB. Maybe a little bigger. But we got chemo for that. That was cancer. It was considered cancer. And we got chemo and therapy, and it went away. Apparently, the cells from that cancer, his eye cancer, or whatever cancer that was called, flew down his lungs and gave him lung cancer. And we figured, he was, 88, and cancer's cancer, but like, at that age, I don't want to say particularly that age, but like, when he died, we probably figured, it probably spread, to be honest. It probably went to his heart. It probably went to his bones. It probably went to his stomach. We're not sure for positive if it spread, because I don't want to say we didn't care if it spread, but like at that point, we were like, what else can we do? If he was 10 years younger, maybe at 78, or maybe 70 or 60, maybe we would think about trying to do something else, but he was 88. And like I said, it's not that we don't care. But like when the nurse said, oh, it probably spread, do you want us to do anything? We were like, no. Just no. Let's just put him on hospice. The day we put him on hospice, I remember it like it was yesterday. We had family coming in that day from Indiana. Because we already had the hospice bed at the house. Because we knew we were going to do hospice throughout his house. So we already had the bed in the living room, kind of waiting. And family came. Oh, maybe it was like the day before family. I don't know. But like, something happened where we wanted Opa, my grandpa, to come in the living room for something. I don't know if it was because family came. I don't know if it was because dinner was ready. I can't remember off the bat exactly what it was for. I want to say because family was there, but I'm not certain. Maybe it was to see the nurse. I don't know. But he looked at my dad and my uncle. And he was like, I can't move. He was like, I can't move, I can't get up. He was sitting on the bed, on the edge of the bed. His feet was over the edge. And he was like, I can't move. I'm serious, I can't move. And that's when I looked at my dad and was like, this is it. Bang, my phone charger just came out. I was like, this is it. It's like, he can't move anymore. He's so weak, you know. So we put him in a chair, and my dad and my uncle Larry, my mom's sister husband, carried him out to the living room. I think my boy cousins helped too. And we put him in the bed and we got him comfy, and I think he was on there for a week. Maybe a week and a half until he passed away. But like, you know, my grandpa died from cancer. My Oma, my grandma, we believe it was cancer, stomach cancer, but we weren't going to do any tests at that point because he was 88 too. So technically on her death certificate it says died of lung and heart complications, but we kind of figured maybe it might have been cancer, but we weren't about to do treatment because even if it was cancer, my Oma was ready to go. She didn't want any treatment. She didn't want anything else besides, she didn't want medicine. She didn't want treatment. She didn't even want her oxygen anymore. So my Oma was actually ready to go. I don't want to say that my Opa wasn't ready to go, because maybe he was ready to go, but still, it's like, it's hard to hear that. Like, yes, Oma, you know, we knew that you were ready to go, but like, still, it's... Anyways, you get the point. I've had a few family members die from cancer, and knowing that my dog got it was just as hard to hear that he had it compared to hearing that my grandparents had it, and it was just as hard. It was just as hard hearing the news that Baxter had cancer as it was hard as hearing my grandpa had cancer. So anyways, you know, my grandma passed away on Easter about a year and a half ago. And between the time that my grandma... I'm like redoing the video over again, by the way, of me explaining how my dog got cancer. Anyways, but like, me doing the video because, like I said, I cussed. I wanted to redo the video, even though he's technically gone since then, you know, because this video I did of me telling you he had cancer was when he was alive. But he's gone. He's passed away. He's in a cute little brown freaking box with flowers on it. Dog, Baxter, for him. Anyways, so in the process of my grandma in hospice, because she was only in hospice for about, I think, 2 weeks. Maybe a week. I think it was a week, but it felt like it was longer. Even though I don't know off the bat how long she was in. I'm sure my mom could tell you how many weeks or days, but I'm pretty sure it was like a week or 2. My dog Baxter developed this, and he had it for a few months before, but like, it was like, it sounded like he was gonna hack up a hairball. Like, he would go like, and it sounded just like that. It actually sounded exactly like that. But each and every time the first couple of times he did it, we would think, okay, it's a hairball. Or he's just coughing up something. But, like, he would never cough anything up. Like, it sounded like he was going to really cough something up. Like, literally a hairball, but nothing would ever come out. Maybe a little spit or phlegm, but... And for, a couple months that he was doing this, we were in the process of, my grandma was in the hospital, technically, before she passed away. She was technically in the hospital for almost 2 months. I want to say before she passed away, she probably went home, and she was probably home for maybe a couple weeks. And then we called the ambulance on her. But it's not about my Oma right now. It's kind of really about my dog, to be honest. So I don't really want to get off track about talking about my Oma. But anyways, like I said, we were in the process of, throughout the couple months, taking care of Oma, because he was obviously our main priority. I love Baxter. I love him still. And I want to say I loved Baxter because he's gone. I loved him. No, I still love him. He is my boy. I love him to death. And I miss him to death. But, you kind of got to look at, well, human compared to a dog, you know what I mean? So, I don't want to say we ignored the cough, but we kind of just said, we'll wait until Oma gets better, and then take him to the vet. So, about a month after my grandma died, I want to say it was like the ending of May, the beginning of June, because it was about a month after my grandma died, and she died on Easter a year and a half ago. So I want to say it was like the beginning of June, the ending of May, because it was literally, my mom told me, because she looked at the calendar, she said it's the exact month after Oma died that we took Baxter to the vet in Elgin. We tell his doctor, Dr. Lupo. That was an excellent doctor. Dr. Lupo, if you're watching this, I highly doubt he is. But you were a good doctor. He was a good doctor. Dr. Lupo, if you go to Dundee Elgin Animal Hospital, I highly recommend Dr. Lupo. He's a good doctor. He was Baxter's doctor almost from the beginning. I want to say minus 2, 3 years, 4 years. He practically knew Baxter growing up. I mean, like I said, minus like 3 or 4 years. But Dr. Lupo, Dundee Animal Hospital, was a very good doctor. But anyways, Dr. Lupo was, in my opinion, more than a doctor. He loved Baxter. Doctors don't normally have that type of relationship with dogs, but Dr. Lupo really enjoyed Baxter. He would always say how good of a dog Baxter is. He's such a handsome fella. He's a very good dog. He liked Baxter, and I don't want to say he was like more than a vet, but like that he really meant that he really knew that he loved his job. He just wasn't going in there because he got paid every day. He went in there for more than, well, yes, he got paid every day, but like he knew it was coming from his heart, from the ways that he would talk. So we told Dr. Lupo about Baxter's cough, and he's like, well, he said it could be multiple things. He said it could be kennel cough. He said it could be bronchitis, could be allergies. He said it could be a lot of multiple things. So he said, how about we do some x-rays? So we were like, okay. So they did like an x-ray of his chest. If I pause, it's because I'm really trying to hold back the tears and crying. So, the Dr. Lupo comes back in the room. And he shows us the x-rays, and he's like, he said, it kills me to say this. He said, it's very hard for me to say this, but he said, Baxter has this big mass in the middle of his chest. He opened the pictures up, and it was like right in between, like, his lungs and his heart. Like, I don't know exactly off the bat where exactly in the chest it was, but it was in the chest area. And from the looks of the X-ray, even though you can't really size it from the X-ray, but you can kind of get an idea of how big it is. See, what can I compare it to? It was probably half the size of, like, a football. A little bigger than a softball, I guess, but, like, probably, trying to, like, see what I can compare it to. Anyways, it was a little bigger than a softball, and it was big. And I saw it, and I practically fell to the ground. I was bawling my eyes out the minute I saw it. And he's like, I don't know if it's cancer or not. He said, we can do, obviously, a sample. He said, we can do a sample to see if it's cancer or not. He said, it's really hard to tell. He said, by the size of it, he said, I'm assuming that it's probably cancer, and I about lost it. And I was like, I can't do this. It's been a month since I lost my grandma. I said, I just lost my grandma to cancer, and now I'm going to find out that I'm going to lose my best friend to cancer, you know? So, I had to leave the room. So I took Baxter with me. Because I saw enough. I couldn't look at it anymore. And, took him out by the ponies, by where my vet is, by Lake Street in Lando. Well, where Baxter's vet was. On Lake Street in Lando, there's homes in that little unincorporated area of Elgin. And, they have ponies. Like, this one person has ponies in their backyard, like a little pony farm. So I would always take Baxter by the ponies, and I took him out there by the pony because he wasn't crying. Of course, he's a dog. He doesn't know what that. He didn't even see the X-rays. But, like, he's not gonna get it. But, like, I took him by the ponies, and I was just crying. I was like, oh my goodness! I said, I just lost my grandma to cancer, possibly cancer. Pretty sure it was cancer, but obviously we're not 100% sure. But we just assumed that it probably was. But regardless, I said, I just lost my grandma a month ago. And now, a month after, I'm going to lose my dog, my best friend. It really hurt me. It was very upsetting. It's very sad. It was really hard. And obviously my mom comes out because she had to listen to what the doctor said, and she said that's probably why he's coughing, is because of that mass. Because he said it's probably pushing on his lungs in a little bit. So I reached down and I touched his chest. And after I get through the 6 layers of 4, you can kind of feel it. Like, it was big, but, like, you could feel a little bit of it. It's not like you touched it and you're like, holy cow, now I feel it. It was a little bump, but, like... So anyways, we go home, we discuss it. And, he ended up living, I think, actually, he lived a year after we found out that he had cancer. About a year. Because besides his cough, he really wasn't in pain, to be honest. He wasn't in pain when he coughed. He would literally cough and then go back to sleep, or lick my face, or whatever, Shit like a horse, bark at a cat, sneeze like there was no tomorrow. Like, besides the cough, he didn't act or feel like he was in pain, So then it comes to the point where we start to see like his cheek starting to form out. We see this little bump on his cheek. I'm like, oh, you dog. He said, you've been through everything. This dog, he had lipomas. He had a splenectomy. He had a benign tumor on his ass. He literally had a benign tumor on his ass. I'm not exaggerating about that. He had a lipoma in his armpit that was about the size of a football, and I'm not exaggerating about the size of the football. We took that out because it was starting to pop out of the skin. He had a splenectomy. He had a few things, you know, but like he had this thing in his chest. And it's like, now you telling me you have this little stupid thing in your mouth, you four-legged Wookie? God. I remember I yelled at him, and I yelled at him for that, but like I yelled at him because I was upset. And he kind of just continued to lick my face when I was yelling at him. And I apologized. I said, Baxter, I said, I'm sorry. But I said, I can't tell you how much I love you. And when you showed me this little bump in your mouth, and I opened up his cheek, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, crap. And I lifted his cheek, and I opened up, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, crap. So obviously we take him to the doctor, and the doctor comes out, Dr. Lupo. And he said, I hate to say this, but he said, it's cancer. And he's like, it's what do you call it? Melanoma. It's like, melanoma. It's like, isn't it normally outside? And he said sometimes, but he said dogs, it's very common to have melanoma cancer in the mouth. He said it's very common in dogs, if they do get it. And I was like, yeah. He was like, well, alright, I mean. And then my goofy dad said, well, something gotta kill him. And it's like, you know what? I said, sure. Because someday something's gotta kill you too, Gray. But, like, your bump, it got bigger. It got bigger, and it started to move his nose. It started to move his face out of place, kind of, and I don't know if that's what killed him, is that particular thing, the bump in his mouth, snodge, his nostril, his nose, his beak. I don't know if it was the cancer in the mouth. I don't know if it was cancer in the chest. I don't know what made him weak. He was also 16 and a half years old. And for a dog his size, being 65, 60 pounds, that's pretty old for a dog that size. 6.5 is pretty old for, I think, any dog. If you're not a small dog. Like, if you're not a dog that's small enough that you can lift with one hand, then you're not considered a small dog. But, like, for Baxter's size that he was, being a Keechhound, you know, Malamute, Husky, Shepherd, wild dog, so wolf. He was a medium, large dog, I guess. Medium dog, I guess. He was big in size and length, but he was very low to the ground. His head came to about, that's a little above my knees. But he was like when he was younger, like when he used to go for walks with my mom and won a lot, he used to be like 50 pounds, 55 in the winter to 60 pounds. And when he died, I think his last weight was like 65 pounds. But I tell people, I said, you know, we didn't put him down because he had cancer. Dang. We didn't put him down because he was old. You know, you don't put a dog down because they're old. Whether they're 5 years old, even though that's not old. I mean, whether they're 10 years old, whether they're 14, whether they're 25 years old, if they're like a small little Pomeranian snitch-shoe, or whether they're 16 and a half like Baxter. So you don't put a dog down because they're an old dog, because they're like, oh, we got to put them down because he or she is old. Hell no, you don't do that because the dog's old. You put a dog down because a dog is sick, or a cat's sick, or it's hurt, or something's wrong, medically wrong with it, or mentally wrong with it, or something, you know. You just don't put an animal down because they're old, and if you do, then you're heartless, and I don't think that that's fair in my opinion, but I'm not going to argue about that because, I don't know, but like, I tell people we put him down because Baxter had cancer. I said we put Baxter down because of the cancer, not because of the age. Because when people ask, oh, how old was Baxter? We're like, oh, Baxter was about 16 and a half-ish. And they're like, oh, so you put him down because he was old. And it's like, no, we put him down because of the cancer. You know, the cancer was making him weak. He could barely talk. He could barely stand. And you know, my dad always said something about Baxter because obviously he's had a lot that happened to him in his life. You know, he had splenectomy. He had a lipoma. I think he had cancer cough obviously a few times in his life. He had that benign tumor on his ass. You know, he had ticks. He had I don't want to say everything, but he had a lot. And I forget what I was gonna say. You know, I would always get scared that one thing, whether it was the ticks or whether it was the lipoma or the splenectomy or whatever it was, I was always nervous that was going to be my last time seeing him, you know? And I was going to see him again. I somehow, for some reason, I always thought of divorce. And my dad was like, look at it this way. You don't want to put him down too soon. Or I don't think it's too soon. I think it's too soon to put him down or talk about that. And my dad would always make me feel better, but like, I don't know. I will tell you, the day we put him down, putting a dog down, whether you're 26, like, well, I was technically 25 at the time. Whether you're 25, whether you're 27, whether you're 40, whether you're 10 years old, whether you're 90, whether you're almost 60 like my parents, it doesn't make it any easier. It does, you know. It was technically my first time seeing a dog being put down. It was my mom's third time because she had two dogs in the past that was put down. One dog, Kasha, was put down because of a stroke, and another dog, Shasi, was put down because he would bite people. And I was a baby, and she already bit two people. She bit my cousin and my other cousin, and she didn't want to risk having me get bit when I was less than 1 year old, and they were like 8 or 9, and they wouldn't listen to not touch the dog, and they touched the dog, and anyways, but like, the feeling of putting a dog down, you know that you're doing it because it's the right thing to do. You know, you're doing it because, you know, he's going to be in heaven, and he's going to heaven, and he'll be with Oma, he'll be with Opa, he'll be with Kasha, he'll be with Logan, and Addison, and Cameo, Murphy, and I'm naming all these dogs that used to be in our family, but like, you know it's the right thing to do because he's not going to be in pain anymore, but still it's hard. Because you look at it, well, you're not going to have him anymore in your life, you know? And, I remember my body just shaking. my nose was dripping because I was crying so hard, and I remember actually dripping on him. His head was laying on my lap, and I would tell you it's 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds, and he's gone. So I would tell you it happens for you. Dang it! My family keeps texting. Group chat. I will tell you it's very quick. It happens in like 10 seconds, and they're gone. And I was doing fine until he yelped. Because the stupid veterinarian assistant squeezed his paw too hard. Like, I understand that they had to squeeze to get the vein. You know, to palpate a vein. But, like, he squeezed way too hard and he yelped. And you know that the last sound I heard from my baby was a yelp? When my baby yelped to see what was going on, we had to kind of hold his head down. Wasn't particularly the last sound I wanted to hear my dog make, and again, I don't really would particularly want to blame the veterinarian assistant, because I think she really was just trying to do her job. But then again, it's like she must have done something where he yelped, because he was normally not a dog to yelp unless he got hurt. So I don't know what the heck she did, but I'm like I said, I'm sure she was just doing her job, but still to know that the last sound that my baby made was a yelp. You know, my aunt took a picture on the way to the vet of him in the back seat. You know, and I look at that picture now, and it's like, you can tell that he was ready to go. Okay, someone's calling me. Bye.